Ready for football now from Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh. Tonight, a good one coming your way in the AFC. It's the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Please welcome your 2026 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mike Tirico, my partner Greg Olson, set to bring this to you. Kaimi Fairbairn getting this one started. And off we go from the Steel City. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Well, here come the Steelers, and that's the sight that looks odd, but people were looking to see after keeping us waiting all spring. Year 21 in the league for Aaron Rodgers, his first as the Steelers quarterback.
I had a coach tell me earlier in my career, Mike, specifically about the quarterback position. If you don't have fast feet, you better have a fast mind. And here we have a guy that has played a lot of games under center. He has seen a lot of football, and while he might not be as mobile, he might not have the arm strength to make all the throws he had earlier in his career, that experience behind center, that experience being in these moments before, man, having that quick mind, there's not a whole lot of defense he's going to throw at him that he hasn't seen. So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Well, here early on, if this pass rush continues to get home at this rate, this is going to be a long day for this offense. They're going to have to put some extra guys in there, mix in some play action, keep this pass rush off balance.
They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. It's to the right side and corralled by Thielen. They're locked in on this drive. Second connection for that pair. This one's gaining 22.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
I think it's so critical to start the game fast. I mean, you hear every coach and player harp on it in their press interviews and in their conferences. It's something that everybody stresses, but it's easier said than done. So I think for them to come out and face an early 3rd down and be able to pick up a first and extend this possession, I think it goes a long way towards everybody on that sideline and in that huddle just taking a deep breath.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Warren. What a run, he brings it to the red zone, taken down inside the 20-yard line. They get 24 on that one. That's a Steeler first down.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
Here's the former Memphis Tiger, Kenneth Gainwell. And strong running in deep. Inside the 10-yard line, a gain of 9 on the carry.
Brought down by Derek Stingley.
The best running backs, Mike, they have a really good balance between executing the play that's designed, but then every so often they just have to trust their instincts, and sometimes that's the best plays. That's where the big home run shots come from, and when you have a talented back, you want to give them that freedom.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Pat Fryermuth, the intended receiver.
And less than a yard.
And it'll be third down. They'll go with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's fourth down.
It's fourth down.
And now this brings up a tough situation, Mike, because even if they were going to consider going for it on fourth down, how do you do so when you couldn't even manage to get a few inches on third down? Disappointing result for them on that play.
A 26-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers are out to an early 3-0 lead.
You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
Chris Boswell.
3 points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So out come the Houston Texans, and Greg, it is one of the good quarterbacks in the league. Offensive Rookie of the Year, number 2 pick in that 2023 draft. Year 3 for C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State.
I think when you break down this game, Mike, I think it's really quite simple. I think it really comes down to the age-old, hey, be balanced on offense. Can their passing attack and rushing attack complement each other? Because what that does is it makes the defense defend the entire field. And then the number 1 goal of every team every week in the NFL, no self-inflicted negatives. That's tackles for loss, sacks, and then, of course, the most important one, don't turn the ball over.
And 8 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go play action with Stroud. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That one good for 26 yards.
And the Texans first down. A gain of 26 yards. First down, Texans.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
They'll run it, and it's the USC man, Woody Marks. And he'll maneuver his way down to the 44. Kyle Duggar there to make the play.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. He'll go again with Marks. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up third down.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the first down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that gain.
Here's 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And he'll be taken down with the first down as time will run out on this opening quarter. So we are through 1 on Monday Night Primetime. It's the Steelers with the early lead. And we're back to the Steel City after this. It's Texans football. Quarter number 2 begins as they've got it with 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Well, Mike, the other day we heard how the offensive coordinator wanted to start fast offensively, but here so far, it's been the pass rush and the defense who's gotten out to the quick start.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Stroud. He'll spot his big tight end. That's Dalton Schultz. He'll be marked down very close to the first down. They got 14 of the 15 that they needed. So it's going to set up a manageable 3rd and short.
So often, sacks, especially on first down, can be drive killers. But their ability here to take this from 2nd and long to 3rd and short, they've got a really good opportunity here, Mike. If they don't get it on 3rd, don't be surprised if they go for it on 4th.
It's a gain of a yard. That's another Texans first down.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
And he'll somehow turn this into a net positive, getting out of bounds after a pickup of a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal, try to finish off this drive with a touchdown. It's a gain of 13, and it's 1st and goal. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. That's to the end zone, but it is incomplete. He was trying to connect with his tight end, Dalton Schultz.
Leads to 2nd
and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Throwing on 2nd down, Stroud. Oh, got him again the 2nd time with a sack on this opening drive. That is T.J. Watt getting in for the sack, and that's going to make it 3rd and goal.
What started out as a promising drive seemed inevitable, Mike, with the way they were able to continue to move the ball, that they'd find themselves finishing with points. But after that 2nd down sack brings up 3rd and long, and this drive looks suddenly very different.
3rd and goal. This defense pinning their ears back, coming to get him again.
Everybody on that sideline, when you find yourself in a goal-to-go situation, you're all thinking the same thing. You're getting 6. Well, next thing you know, you've given up 2 sacks on the previous 3 plays, and I think here on 4th down, I've lost all confidence in my protection, and I think you got to settle for the 3.
4th down, and on comes Mya Fairbairn for the Houston field goal. This a 31-yard attempt. Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans will tie the game at 3 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
Field goals for both sides on their opening possessions. 3-3 as this one's kicked away. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Steelers offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, Rodgers. Open man, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Here we go. Oh, there's movement up front. That's going to make this 3rd down a lot tougher. That's on the guard, Isaac Seumalo.
Still 3rd down.
So, from 3rd and 2, back him up to 3rd and 7. To throw is Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Pat Fryer.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Here's Noel. And a nice return there. The offense not going to be backed up as much as they could have. Drive's going to start from beyond the 20. Texans offense ready for their second possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Stroud, moving to his right. That one good for a dozen, and a very quick 1st down.
A gain of 12 yards.
The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that 1st down.
36-yard line.
To throw is Stroud. A short throw pulled in by Schultz.
Stroud's pass.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
On 2nd down, Stroud. Open man, downfield, it's Nico Collins. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
25 yards on the play.
Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their second. Clock will stop with 34 seconds to go until the break.
36-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 36. Back to throw, Stroud. And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet in back.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
A second down throw for Stroud. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. Texans going to use the last of their timeouts here. Clock says 25 seconds till halftime.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Here's a shot toward the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position, being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Steelers offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. This one is complete to DK Metcalf. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Now a timeout signal for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds until the break.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Two first downs have them up to the 44-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Throwing Rodgers. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. And the offense will take one here. Timeout with 6 left on the second quarter clock.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
That is not going to do it. Tried to bite off a lot with that one. It's no good. And this is going to remain a 3-3 game. Stroud to throw here on 1st down. A ball deep for the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen here with an abridged version of the halftime report. Both offenses still trying to find their way. Tight competitive game, though, as we are tied at the half. To find out who will come out on top, let's rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. Still in search of our first touchdown of the game. We are tied at 3 as we begin quarter number 3. Here's Tremon Smith on the return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Texans offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They'll set out in search of a first touchdown in this game. Just a pair of field goals to show. It's 3-3 as they start 1st and 10. Kirk is the motion man. On play action. Stroud. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
2nd and 10. To throw, it's Stroud. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
They'll run the sneak. And he's going to have a Texans first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker, and they convert on 3rd and inches.
At the 40-yard line.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. There to make the stop, the All-Pro T.J. Watt.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. He's got it! And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
That penalty is declined.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll run with Marks. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Joey Porter Jr. that time up to make the play.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Steelers' 25-yard line.
From the 25, here's 2nd down and 6. Off the play fake, here's Stroud. He'll get that into the hands of Woody Marks. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
So the rule of thumb, so often when you call these play-action passes, Mike, is that the guy you fake it to, he tends to be wide open more often than not. And it's exactly the case here. Dump it off to the back in the flat, and he does the rest.
Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. Now the Georgia Bulldogs. Here's Nick Chubb. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
13-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll run straight ahead with Marks. And he will get into the end zone. Woody Touchdown, Texans.
That just feels like a big drive, doesn't it, Mike? Here in the second half, you got a tie ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum feel. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this second half started. Now Mya Fairbairn on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Texans take a 10-3 lead.
Texans 10, Steelers 3.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Steelers' offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. The shotgun, it's A-Rob. Metcalf, left side, he's got it. And he's going to be marked down, bringing it all the way to the 25-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. It covers 51 yards.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
Warren, the ball carrier. Azeez Al-Shire on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Texans' 23-yard line.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Warren. And they'll have 1st and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves 1st and goal.
So it took just 3 plays, but just like that, they have 1st and goal. Rodgers now. And he's going to be dropped. They get to him back at the 15-yard line.
By Will Anderson. A 5-yard loss leads to 2nd and goal at the 15-yard line.
So it'll be 2nd and goal when we return. We are through 3. Back with more Monday Night Football after this. First down was not very good. Here's 2nd and goal. Rodgers. And that's going to move him closer, but they're going to need to come up with something here. Here comes 3rd and goal.
A 6-yard gain.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers. Everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
3rd and goal for Aaron Rodgers. It is brought in the end zone. DK Metcalf. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A huge touchdown there in the 4th quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the 4th quarter. All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? Now an opening past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Texans offense ready to get back at it. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive that starts with 1st down. They'll start on the ground, and this is Marks. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 46-yard line.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 1. Once again, it's Marks. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
The crowd making their presence felt. This is 3rd down. They'll try to sneak it here. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. That is caught, finding Higgins.
Goes without saying, this is a huge drive. This game is all tied up. 4th quarter, that's a huge 1st down pickup. Now they got to see if they can get some points off this possession.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for 1st and 10. Now give to Marks, running right. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Steelers' 43-yard
So,
line.
2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Here comes second down. They'll drop to throw. This one is caught by Kirk. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
From the gun, here's Stroud. And the rush gets there. Down he goes. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. So, on fourth down, on comes Tommy Townsend to punt for Houston. Back deep to receive is Calvin Austin. That's going to hit and continue out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. We're all even, fourth quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. Rodgers. Here's a screen set up for Warren.
Rodgers pass. Complete to Jalen Warren. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 21-yard line.
Second down, 8 for the first down. Working out of the gun. Oh, the pressure too much. He goes down.
Well, as they face this possible 3 and out following that second down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to go in this one. Going to need a big play now. 3rd down and long. From the gun, Rodgers. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. Clock is stopped. 47 seconds left here in the 4th. So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward. Important punt here in this tie game late. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud.
Stroud's pass. Complete to Jaden Higgins. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
They'll come up now for 2nd down. Now, Stroud. To the left side, into the hands of Collins.
go.
And he's out of bounds with the first down, so they get a new set of downs, and just as importantly, stop the clock.
First down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself in your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in.
Pass. Complete to Dalton
And we'll get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining.
2nd and 6 at the 42-yard line.
So now it's Mya Fairbairn in a pressure situation. This to win the game. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll get together prior to the second down play. So now it's Mya Fairbairn in a pressure situation. This one he's got to have. That's long enough, and it's good! On target from long range. So it's a win for the visiting Texans. They get themselves into field goal range for one final shot. The kicker delivers. They avoid overtime and come away with a 3-point victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh.